What's up, everybody? Welcome to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. But we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is my favorite day of the week. It happened to be Women Rock Wednesday, and we gonna get it crunk today. Let me tell y'all something. I got some stuff I want to share with you. I need women. I need some women on here today because it's. I saw a video that took me so. I was about 2 minutes behind because I hadn't researched it, but I got a video and I'm probably going to share it with you. But let me get into my sharing mode right now. Let people know the Chop Shop is on. Uh, we're back on. I know what happened. I'll tell y'all a little bit later. I know what happened yesterday. I'm a problem solver, and I try. Where are my groups? Come on, get to the groups. Okay, let me go to my groups and share it with my group. Hey, that my girl. Hey, I'm gonna start the show right away. My girl on here right now. I'm good. I'm good. Sonya Billingsley is in the building. Let me share it with my groups right now. Sonya, hold up. Sonya, I need you today. I need you. I need Mindy too today. I really need her. It'll make my day if she show up, But if she don't, I I I, I understand. You know, I understand. But what else I got? I got to go to YouTube. I see you, fellas. I see y'all. Y'all know who day this is, and that's what I like. You know what? And I love you, fellas, man, because y'all support Women Rock Wednesday, man, a whole lot. I'm just telling you. I mean, I thank you, fellas. I'm just trying to make sure I've shared everything, y'all. When I come on here, it's certain things that I have to do when it's live that I have to talk about. But it's some stuff that I just got hot off the press. That everybody understood what I was talking about the last few days about these rats in this community. We're gonna keep talking about these rats in this community now, because it's more than one of them now. I just talk about one. It's more than one of them, and y'all, we're gonna have to figure this thing out. Let's see. Trying to see where I want to start today. What's going on? It's Women Rock Wednesday. Sonya, what didn't happen in sports this week, Sonya, or in the past couple of weeks that you just said, Rob, you know what? Rob, you know what? Cause I got some. I got so many places I want to go today, but let me get this other stuff out the way. Then I go into what I want to go. So Women Rock Wednesday it's so special to me. I be want to give y'all some. I want to give y'all some, or to just keep talking about everything that's happened in the sports industry. But I want to see we watching every day how our athletes, and forget that man behind me. He just keeps serving. Don't worry about him. How our athletes need more than us just showing up for them, uh, uh, just showing up for them. Share the show because I'm going to give you some information that a lot of people need to hear this. Just showing up for them when they go with cheering for them when they play basketball, cheering for them when when they do good, when they do bad, whatever. We got to give them more than that. All we got to do is look at what's going on every time. My heart goes out to there's another school shooting. I just don't know what. Y'all don't understand. We got to develop and help some of these people's minds. Man, some of these people are messed up. Man, it's dark as hell last night. I'm driving home, and this dude, uh, wait a minute. Uh, this guy, no tail light. He got on black clothes. He got just riding on the side of a busy thoroughfare. Oh, Coco won? Okay, shut up. I haven't even kept up with it. I ain't even kept up with it right now. I'm glad you told me. Coco win. Coco, I need you keep winning. But Y'all don't understand. Dude, you could have been killed. It's a grown ass man. Then get mad when you blow the horn. Dude, all I'm saying is, bro, dude, I couldn't see you. Thank you, Sonya. To my praying for Minneapolis. Sonya, I don't even know what to say. I didn't know. Wait a minute. Ryan Hampton is transferring to DME Academy. uh. Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Oh, y'all, I got to put this in my notes. I'm sorry. I got to put this in my notes. Hold on, y'all. I just saw something. I got to put it in my y'all. We be on this show in real time. We be on this show. Let me put this on the grassroots. If I got a grassroots, yeah, I got a grassroots. Yeah, I talked about grassroots yesterday. Y'all, I just saw something I can't wait to talk about. Sonya said mental health is key. But Sonya, how they gonna, Sonya, some of these people can't afford mental health. Some of these people, yes, Ryan Hampton has left Dynamic Prep, but notice what he said. Where my guys at? He said, Ryan Hampton tells ESPN that he is transferring to DME Academy. He currently sits as number 6 in the class of 2027. My family and I chose DME for a number of reasons, but my main reason was the player development aspect. He said, I saw Michael Brown. I wonder where y'all heard that name before. Go from a really good player doing his first 3 years in high school to a great player in his senior year. Son, you ever heard of a guy named Michael Brown? Big coach? I know you heard of it. You got me going trying to look for what Coco did now, girl. But I like that. I like that. Hey, anybody on this show ever heard of Michael Brown before? Anybody on the feed? I'm just being funny. But if anybody heard, oh, Coco ain't the headliner. Let me go to tennis then. Maybe if I go to women's tennis, they'll tell me something about Coco. Well, damn, she's not even. She's not even. They're not talking about. Okay, that's it. They said Coco Golf struggles with new serve, holds on for win. That's what they said. Hey, that is Moody. Really a small world. Small world, that is Moody. Small world. I knew Ryan when he was this big. Now he's one of the best players in the country. Boy, these kids just grow up so rah-rah. That's what I used to call it, rah-rah. Yeah, Coco Golf struggle. Let me see, Osaka, she's still in. See, y'all got see Sonya. Whenever Sonya say something, I got to take a look at it. Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all just got to wait. Miss Sonya says something. I'm gonna look. Okay. All right. She struggled with a new serve. She's trying a new serve out. Somebody is calling me. Let me, y'all watch this. Hold on. Let me see. Hello? Hello? Yes. Hey man, don't call this number. Don't call this number. I wish they had you on spam likely. I called you about a light bill. Y'all, the struggle is real out here. Monte is in the building. Barbara Hughes is in. Oh, my girls. Yeah, y'all, this man calling me one of them robot calls. She said, I'm ready for the food and the drinks. Bon appetit. Telemarketing. Yeah, I know what it is. Oh, she was struggling with the new serve. See, I haven't seen the new serve. I can't wait to go watch the new serve. I'm gonna go watch the new serve a little bit later on tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, uh, I uh, I my phone got to do a better job of catching these telemarketers. They used to have spam like it. Now that was from a number. They're gonna try to trick me. I guess they're trying to trick me, and it worked. Talk to Robert. I know it was messed up, but I'm trying to see where I'm gonna go, y'all. I want to talk about the Labor Day Classic and Texas Southern versus the Prairie View and his new coach Tremaine Jackson. He's talking cash stuff. Uh, I want to talk about. I saw something. I'm gonna get back to that. I like that one. I got that one. So I don't have to talk about that right now. But trying to see where I'm going. First of all, a lot of young men, a lot of young football players saw their careers come to an end yesterday. Barbara and Mate. Uh, uh, Mate Corey said they had a huge raid at one of the mega churches today. FBI and the 9 Yard. What mega church? Why you just put that up there? What mega church got uh, had a raid? Mate, help us out. What mega church? Yep. Yep. I saw that Zion Harmon thing. Yes, I did see that. Landon, where you been, man? What's up? But Mate just said they had a huge raid on a mega church today. What mega church got raided? You can't give us the information. We're gonna find out anyway. Uh Let me look up mega church raid. Hold up. Let me look it up right quick since Mate taking too long. Hold on. Uh Jim GMMI Global. I ain't never heard of that church. It's a mega church. GMMI Global. Are you to finish talking about the transition from sports to real life? Sports to real life. I'm going to continue to always uh, talk about sports to real life, but that is Moody. You missed yesterday. I finished that. Yeah, I finished that one. But I'll touch on it. In other words, we just need our guys. Bottom line is, we need our young guys to use those skills that they excelled in sports in, those same skills, to be able to apply them out in real life. That's all. Uh, okay, you got me. That's what it is. Um, but back to perfect thing right here. Segue right here. Thank you, Thaddeus Moody. A lot of football players saw their career come to an end yesterday. 4 o'clock Eastern yesterday, everybody had to be down to their 53-man roster yesterday. And let me tell y'all something. Being in this business for a long time and being where your client get cut, your client get cut, you on the phone all day the next 3 days trying to get him somewhere. Back on the practice squad or some other team. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. It's not a good day. I said something about when Jimmy came on yesterday. Okay, I'll try to get back to it. A lot of football players saw their career, Mate, uh, come to an end, being cut from an NFL team. Young fellas, I want to tell y'all it's gonna be all right. It's not the end of the world. Uh, some of y'all will come back on the practice squad, but I want to let y'all know you're going to cry. It's okay. It's the unknown. Uh, it's the unknown. It's hurting. It's disappointing. Disappointing. Anybody who have never been an athlete and got cut, they won't understand this feeling. I know how it felt. Uh, feel like you let yourself down. Talk to my young men out here. Feel like, and if any of y'all know some of these young men, feel like you let yourself down, feel like you let your family down, feel like you let your city down. And you may be in a dark place, dark spot in your life. When your career comes to an end, ladies and gentlemen, you're depressed. You're down. See, this has been your whole life for 15 years. You follow me? What am I going to do? Who am I? You were a football player. But young men, this too shall pass. I know you're feeling you're lost. I've been around a lot of y'all because your identity as a football player, you identified as a football player. And when it's over, you're hurting. Landon, Monte, your family will be hurting. Family members out here, these athletes, you got to be loving. You got to be supportive. They'll need you more than ever now until they figure life out and figure themselves out and find, another team, to find another them other than a football player. That's why I keep telling you, you're more than an athlete. Some of these guys are messed up. But go through the storm, young man. Go through the storm. Pat yourself on the back for playing football this long and even making it to an NFL training camp. A lot of people on this feed right now, they never got that opportunity. Big Coach said, it's a feeling of what's next. What do I do now? Those 48 to 72 hours with no plan, your mind is all over the place, especially if you got kids and a family support. Look at this man. This is a guy that had to go through this stuff. Just thinking about this, man. I'm really thinking about this. I remember when my son said, Dad, I'd rather go to work, man. I don't want to go to no G League. I never forget it. He said, I ain't going to no G League. These people offer me all of this money up here. I can't go and make no $35,000. and people offered me $50,000 just to sign. I'm thinking, y'all. I'm thinking 30 years in this business, watching young men who were great in college, been great all this time. See, they got the Canadian League, but they can't just go overseas and play in all these leagues. I'm thinking, I'm thinking. Y'all got to understand some myriad of thoughts coming through my head right now because I've been through 30 years of this cycle of watching young men who thought they was gonna make it and didn't make it. Landon said, my son is going through something similar as the opportunity to continue his college basketball career is coming to an end. Yes. The one he had for the fall fell through because of the cost. I like that Barbara said, if it ain't rough, it ain't right. Barbara, Barbara said it ain't rough. What you talking about, Barbara? If it ain't rough, it ain't right. I'm trying to find something that I had a while ago that I wanted to give these young men. Uh, I'm gonna find it. Eric said, you've been playing the sport all your life, receiving special privileges and only focusing on one thing. Now you have to shift and enter a world that is foreign to the guys. Yes. How did it affect me? It affect me. See, the players I represented was different. At least they made a whole lot of money, and then they just had to end their career. I'm talking to the guys, these rookies. Really, I'm talking about these rookies who've been the man all through college, playing football, and then his dream it stops, not even having a chance to play in the NFL. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking all of my clients that I ever represented, they went and made some money, or they wouldn't have been my clients. To tell the truth. How do you are such a thank you, thank you, Barbara. But I was just thinking about that. That's a good one. I'm glad you asked that question. But I've been there at the end when it was over for them, and even for the best ones, even from the Hall of Famers. What they gonna do next? What they gonna do next? Y'all, I was sitting here listening to Henry said, please revisit the idea of discussing sports to transition life. Your platform is vital. Believe you me, I'm gonna go back there. Thank you. That's two guys. I got to go back there. Um, it's very important. It's the mindset that we teach them. And like I said, Mr. Sims, it's easy to transition sports in real life when we groom them and help them understand the things you're doing on this sports field that makes you so great. The people in their sphere of influence, the coaches, the GMs, or whatever you are to these kids, you got to fit. If you just keep hanging around this show long enough, I'm trying to get it. It's no, yo, it's innate. It's not something I can just write down and say, you follow these steps. Each guy's unique, but we got to say, you were great in this. You can also be great in something else because this gonna end. It ended for Magic Johnson. Look what happened to it. It ended for Michael Jordan. It ends for everybody. It's going to end for LeBron. Where are you sitting when it ends? Use is something that made you great as an athlete. Teamwork, leadership, something. You got to be able to transpose that into something that you want to do in your life. That's what those other families do. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about, and I'm gonna come back to it. I'm glad you said that. Now, thank you, Henry Sims. But I was thinking about something, Mr. Sim. Where is it, Mr. Sim? Um, no, that's not it. That's not it. I'm glad you said that, man. Man, sometimes your stuff gets stuck. Glad you said that. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Cause I think I changed something in it. I think I amended it. I think I did. It was powerful. And I was talking about uh, a learning lesson. How we seen so many young black men make money and you can lose it quickly by making poor decisions. That's how I started that conversation. So somebody asked me, well, Robert, how do you choose? And I just know the most important decisions you're going to make in your life. You're going to make in your life after choosing your belief in God, whichever God you got, is choosing the right mate. The right mate, M-A-T-E. The mate you choose will inspire you to either grow into your greatness or it will confine you to complacency. It would either, they would either be your other half or make you half yourself. See, as an athlete, you knew who was chasing you in high school, Mr. Sim. You knew who chased you in college. You knew who was standing outside your locker room. My young athletes, look, it's football season right now. You remember the season, girl? They like you doing football season. Then they like, nothing against the girl. Girls, do your thing. I'm talking to the guys right now. Always go read the story about Samson and Delilah. I love this story. The military couldn't defeat Samson. No warrior who they put in front of them could defeat Samson. No plot, no scheme, no strategy, no tactic, no maneuver that they could employ to bring down mighty Samson. Athletes, I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking to y'all. But when Delilah got hold to him, the next thing you know, he was asleep and his locks was cut off. Ladies and gentlemen, smart enough to know your locks get cut off, you don't lose your power. But what she did, she cut him off from his knowledge of the power of himself. And he lost his abilities. We have to be disciplined, young athletes. As we make our transition. We have to be moral. See, our athletes, right? They do have a lot of discipline. They do have the ability. They just have to follow the law of transmutation and take the principles, Mr. Mr. Sam. They need to take these principles that they use, the discipline and the ability that they use, and take these principles of that discipline that they use to become great athletes and start using that great moral and mentally, using it to be great moral, mentally, and spiritually. It's possible, Ed Harris. Had what did you, wait a minute, he said, I think it has to start in the early, Had what you did with your son is a great example. You showed him he was great at other things beside the game. Absolutely. I was in the gym like y'all all the time too, right? I was in the gym, I was at Rock on the Wood, I was at all that stuff. But we was also in the library trying to see who can read read the most books. You follow me? He probably listening right now, probably just laughing. Then his mom helped, his grandma, being an educator, helped. But we prepared him. You have to prepare the child for the road. We can't prepare the road for the child. We know the road gonna be messed up. We ain't gonna go out there and fix every pothole. It's impossible. How in the hell I'm gonna fix a pothole and he up in New York? I have to prepare him for when he encounters something in New York. You follow me? And his little butt ain't perfect, but he know he got my last name. But it's possible. And unfortunately, Henry Sims, we leave a lot of this stuff on the field, man. We leave it all on the court. That's bad math. Don't leave all of this good stuff you learn on the field on the field. Take everything you got from the field or the court and bring it back home with you. And use it for your mental and your moral development and for your economic development of your family and your people. Can y'all imagine if everybody did this? And as we did, and if we did this, we'd have less tragedies and less loss by falling victim to temptations. Watch this. We must equip coaches, mentors, parents, organizations with the right tools to foster mentally health. Absolutely. Some people invite me to speak very soon on this topic. Education on emotional regulation, positive reinforcement, and open communications can change the game literally. You know, we got this stuff. But Henry Sims, how do we get these? How do we equip these coaches, these mentors, these parents, and organization with the right tools? Do y'all know over the last 7 to 8 years, if y'all was just to go back and go look at all the Chop Shop shows from over, me and Chris Walker and Jim Hicks have gave y'all a whole lot of information. But information without transformation, Mr. Sims, it ain't no good. I know people got 1,000,000 books in their library in their house and ain't one. You can't, and ain't read one of them. They got library. I ain't read not one. And his whole life might change by reading one of them. So you got a resource because people can't make a coach, people can't make a mentor, people can't make a parent, people can't make an organization. Do nothing. The parents, the coaches, the mentors, hell, every parent and every coach in this city, everybody in your program that you are head of, everyone should be following and watching and subscribe to this show. Henry Sam. Because they gonna get something out of this show. This show is so impactful, Henry Sam. Alfio Vizzi, who was the instructor at Legacy School of Sports and Sciences at this time, every day of the marketing class, every day he put this show on because he knew the value that was going to give to his students. Y'all don't understand the value of just sitting there. Not you ain't gonna get everything, but y'all ain't nobody taking no notes. I'm always taking notes. It just ain't enough people. We don't share the show. I just want to keep this. So how are we going to equip the coaches and the mentors and the parents? Oh, yeah, I got you. You're right. And I love. That's why I'm so consistent. I'm glad you, and that, coach, you got to think about it, y'all. Can I talk to y'all? Can I talk to y'all? I'm thinking about the young man, Micah Parsons. He's fighting for his contract. And the way Jerry Jones is treating him. I was thinking about the young black athletes. I was telling y'all about the players, can you still be pro-black and stand up for yourself and be a man and also still play in the NFL? Because we saw what happened to Colin Kaepernick. Do we think it's possible for our black athletes who are superstars to be able to speak on issues and stand strong? Or do we think that they have to acquiesce and just to get their paycheck? That the way the system has been designed, they always do a public lynching of anyone that stands up for a system of injustice and wickedness and racism and etc. But that is a decision that the young man have to make based upon his character. What does it mean? I told y'all yesterday and people were laughing at me. Somebody called me on the phone and said, what does it mean to stand on business? Does it mean that you stand on compromising your principles for money? Michael Beasley was kept back. I can't wait till y'all talk to y'all about Mike Beasley in the next coming week. Michael Beasley got these quotes. He told a little boy, don't just do things for money. Just do for that's nasty. People will do anything for money. Because standing on business means you're standing on your integrity. See, first of all, you got to figure out what does standing on business mean to you? What you believe in, what's good and what's right. Right? Then it don't matter who or what the check says. You know that if you know and you trust God, you trust who with you. You trust God is with you. And then if you trust in God is with you, guess what? You're the majority because you got him with you. But unfortunately, most athletes have always not. I remember I told you, I remember Nas talking about artists, they out here are scared to make Muhammad Ali statements. That's all he said. But how many people are willing to be in sports and entertainment and make Muhammad Ali statements? How many people that you know of have been great in entertainment are willing to use their social leverage that they have developed to wage their social leverage to change the conditions of their people. It's very few. We need some more athletes to take on the spirit of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, you know what he said? That are willing to say the Viet Cong, he never called me no N-word. I ain't going over there to fight them and die for a country that when I came back, I couldn't even drink after the water out of the water fountain. You have to have that kind of spirit. You ain't got to do what he did, but that kind of spirit. And he was a young man in the prime of his career. And even though, watch this, and even though Ali was denied boxing access for years, he went down as being a champion of something bigger than boxing. What's up, Daryl Anderson? He said, we have to be awake and watch what's happening with Cowboys. It's a microcosm of what's happening. Boy, you preaching. I'm going to put that on the screen for you. You're preaching. But I got more. Mr. Sims, I got more. See, Mr. Sims, this man became a champion of a cause, a champion for justice. What kind of legacy are the athletes you around? Do y'all talk to these guys? What kind of legacy you want to leave? What kind of legacy you are writing? You want to be known as a good ball catcher, a good jump shooter, a good runner, a good dunker. That's all you want to be known for? Or do you want to go down as being a soldier for your people? If this the case, you are using sports as a means to an end. If I develop me some social leverage, can you imagine 1 million people watching this show? The change that would happen. I'm going to use this platform for social leverage for my people. I used it. Y'all see how I use it. Otherwise, I don't deserve this platform. If I'm just going to come up here and tell you about Coco Golf won last night, I don't deserve to be up here. I'm going to tell you about Coco Golf. I'm going to tell you about a lot of things in sports. I'm going to tell you about the SWAC and the the Labor Day Classic. But I'm going to give you some of this too. It takes a few of us stepping out here doing this. What Colin Kaepernick was doing. See, they made sure that he had a high-tech lynching of our brother, so the rest of the athletes would realize, if I do that, they're gonna do. That's how they used to do on the plantation. Every time black man on the plantation, if he showed some revolutionary spirit, as soon as they caught him, they didn't just lynch him and beat him. They made sure that before they did it, they brought all the other slaves around and they made them watch. I want to show you what happens when you rebel against your master. Colin Kaepernick never got that platform again. He's training every year trying to get a shot. He's never going to get that access to get those personal millions right there. But so what? What Colin Kaepernick has made as a contribution to the world, to everybody, with his social stance is way better than anything he could have done with another NFL contract. He shook up the world. Yo, we're going to think about what he did. way better than what he did on the field. Some of y'all don't remember what he did on the field. He made a Muhammad Ali statement. To hell with the NFL. What the hell would they say? Henry Sims, that is Moody. We don't translate our skill sets from playing sports to real life. We have to have an additional plan. How do we try to translate our young boys who are learning in sports towards real life? Here we go. And not let sports be the end all be all. See, people are taking some of this information around the country, talking to high schools and talking to colleges and who have a goal of the kids who make it in an NBA. See, Henry Sim, and I love him for it. But the people that I know that are white and they're in sports, they put their children in sports toward extracting the principles from it. We put our children in sports towards becoming a professional at it. I'm gonna repeat that because I know somebody probably need to tweet this. The white people that I talk to, they put their children in sports to extract the principles from the sport. We put our children in sports to become a professional at the sport. So when we give it our all, right? Watch this. And we don't become what we wanted to become. We don't go to the NFL. These kids just got cut yesterday from the NFL. The NBA, if that don't happen, we leave with a broken spirit. And the next thing you know, we're on drugs, we're on alcohol, operating in a mediocre existence. Because we didn't go in it to the right mindset. My Ruck on the Wood people, my both sessions. Go into this basketball from the principles you can extract from it, and not just toward being a professional at it. I want you to try to be a professional at it, but I want you to extract something. You're giving them all your time. You better be able to get something back. I told my son, one of my favorite things I told my son, this is why we went to the Ivy League, because I said, son, wherever you go to Memphis, you go to Houston, you go to any Northeastern, you go any one of them colleges. Guess what? They gonna get all they can out of you. So our job is to get the most college we can out of what? Out of them. Whew. Let me give me some water on that one. They gonna get every school y'all go to. The St. Thomas gonna get all it. Coach, what's his name? Coach Sampson gonna get all he can out of you. Mark Pope in Kentucky gonna get all he can out of you. But we had a different mindset. All of them gonna get all they can out of me. Let's go see how much college I can get out of them. It ain't but 8 Ivy League schools on the planet. Don't let nobody ever tell you about Vanderbilt and Stanford and all. They ain't in Ivy. It's 8 of them. They call it the Ancient 8. But they've been around so damn long. And how you remember them? The 2 C's, Cornell and Columbia, right? The 2 P's, Princeton and Penn. Dartmouth, Brown, Yale, and Harvard. 8 of them. That's it. I wanted my son to get it one of them. I want him to use his basketball ability. Because if he wasn't a basketball player, he couldn't have skipped. It was 20,000 applicants that year in 2013. Then but 3,000 get in. And he was one of them 3,000. Y'all understand what I'm saying? I've lived this. I'm not just telling y'all this. I've lived everything I'm telling you. I keep trying to tell y'all, I'm not just a guy up here talking. I'm a guy that had a son just like y'all. Let me take it further. I had a summer basketball team. Hold up. Not that Nike and all of them and nobody gave me no money. No, I sponsored the team. Every time they flew, came out. I got the receipts. You follow me? I've been where you are. And y'all got these guys around here talking about they're going to get y'all a bag in college. When all you had to do is say Chop Shop Htx at gmail.com and say, Mr. Hatter, could you help me? Y'all letting these people with 50 IQ, 400 credit scores trying to do your NIL deal. It's real. These athletes, these kids just got cut yesterday in the NFL. They're leaving with a broken spirit. And the next thing you know, if they don't get their mind right, they'll be on drugs and alcohol, operating on a mediocre existence. But the guys who I talk about this white, when I talk to them, who went in not to become a professional addict, but to extract the principles from it, they took the teamwork, the sacrifice, y'all need to be writing this down, the discipline, the ability to categorize personal problems, and still perform on the court, hearing instructions, all of these principles, and they took that to the law firm, to the insurance businesses, to the dental practices, and to the and by the law of transmutation, they are transferring what they developed in sports and bringing it into business. When you guys asked me that earlier, what you guys said, what you said, Mr. Sims, you said something. Hold on. Please revisit the idea of discussing sports and life transition. Your platform is vital to this community. Thank you, Mr. Sims, for you realizing this platform. Y'all, what if we had 1,000 Henry Sims? What if we had 1,000 Barbara Hughes? Barbara Hughes, every mother should be listening to this. Every mother. That man said, the game has gotten trickier. Look, it ain't just me. The game has gotten trickier. The game of monopoly in sports have added NIL as an influence, better yet to distract from our black athletes. Man, that's so well put. I'm gonna just leave that for y'all. Let me give me a drink. I'm gonna just leave that. I'm gonna let them words right there just minister to you for a minute. Thank you, Mr. Sims. Thank you, Mr. Sims. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's real, y'all. But let me go. Let me keep going. I want you to become successful in life. In phase one, we as parents have to do a better job of rewarding academics more than we do athletics. Parents will sacrifice thousands of dollars, work overtime to make sure that that baby can make it to summer basketball. Make sure they get all the cleats, the shoes. Whenever they win, they cheer, and then when it's over, they sacrifice and take the whole team out for pizza. Look at all the investment that we put in our children for athletics. Let's start doing that for academics also. Why not take the students from your son's class or your daughter's class that made it on the honor roll this year and have the pizza party for them? Can you imagine what the self-esteem, what that would do for those kids? Why not celebrate them? It starts in the home with us being beginning to celebrate athletics more than we do, academics more than we do athletics. I'm not saying don't become an NFL athlete, don't become an NBA athlete. I'm not saying that. Uh-uh. But remember this, even if you become one, even if you become one, I looked at it. It's about 500,000 boys playing high school basketball, right? Only about 19,000 of them are actually going to play college basketball. That means, Division One, all of that. Only 19,000 of them. 500,000 start out, right? Only 19,000 playing college. Of those 19 that play in college, only 44 of them going to make it to the NBA, into the NBA, right? And out of the 44 that make it to the NBA, 44 that make it to the NBA, 7 of them would get a starting position. And the 7 that get a starting position, their career is going to last between 5 to 7 years. So we got 500,000 players competing for 7 full-time jobs that ain't going to last for 5 to 7 years. Please tell me somebody heard that. If you don't, I'll say it again. Chad Grove said, Robert, how do I evaluate your son, Robert, during his high school days and remember watching him in St. Thomas? All for that Thanksgiving event, and he was the best point guard there in the high major prospect that could have played anywhere. Oh, yes, he could have played. Y'all, he could have played. I told Coach, listen, mamas and daddies, listen to me. I know y'all scared to do this. I told certain coaches, hey, don't even call him. I told Mike Jarvis, y'all ever meet Mike Jarvis? Mike Jarvis, he was at Florida Atlantic. I said, don't even call him. Because he gonna want to come down there, Boca Raton, because he think he fine. He take his shirt off. He want to be in his hot sun. No, I'm sending him up to there. No, I got him, Coach. Northeastern, don't call me. Don't come down here no more. What's that? North Carolina, Greensboro, North Carolina. I forgot all. Don't call him. Memphis, don't call my son. Don't call him. Don't call him. I don't want you to confuse him. I want you to confuse his mama. I don't want you to confuse nobody. I had a plan. Since he was born, I wanted him to go to Harvard. But guess what? Harvard had a point guard that the coach said, that's his guy. Cornell said, he can compete. That's all we want. We can't vote. Y'all understand. That's why I'm talking to y'all so right now. Because it was people trying to tell me, it's somebody in this basketball community had nerve to ask me, man, you need me to, hold up. Man, you need to let me help you with your son recruiting. I wish I could tell y'all who it was. I told him, man, as much as I did for other people's sons in this community, I'd be less than a man if I need you to help me. I got this. I don't need y'all confused nothing. You outside people that's outside of my house, and don't volunteer nothing. Let me seek you out. Man, y'all need to be sharing this show, man. This is the best show. This is the best show that I ever been on this show. And since it exists. Yo, it wasn't about the vision. I've been preaching this vision for 7 years. I want somebody else to have this vision. It ain't just enough for me to do it. That's why I shout out to Gerald Barron and his family. They up at Brown. But it's only 500,000 boys playing high school basketball. Dad Moody. Only 19,000 of them actually gonna play in college. And of the 19,000 that play in college, ain't but 44 of them gonna make it to the NBA this year. Or next year, like this year, ain't but 44 gonna make it. All them guys that got drafted, 60 guys, all of them ain't gonna make it. And out of the 44 that make it, 7 of them probably will get a starting position. Barbara. And the 7 that get a starting position, their career is gonna only last between 5 to 7 years. So, Barbara, Eric, Coach Sims, we got 500,000 players competing for 7 full-time jobs that ain't gonna last for 5 to 7 years. Even if you did become one of them and you made it, let's say you're 22 years old, when you come into the league, you're out by 30. What are you going to do for the rest of your life? Shanquetta, what you gonna do, Chad? I know y'all be talking y'all people about this. What you gonna do, LB? Boy, it's raining hard outside. What you gonna do? Man, I gotta get out of that rain, too. What you gonna do, Barbara? What you gonna do? Anybody else on? Y'all text tag tell somebody else to get on this show today, right now. It's Women Rock Wednesday. What you gonna do, Sonya? Mate, what you gonna do? Share the show, everybody. Let me just share it again, right now. Somebody need to hear this, man. Somebody need to hear this stuff, man. This is crazy. Somebody need to hear this. If all you know how to do is hold a ball in your hand, you're going to have a problem. What are you going to do with the rest of your life? If I had to tell the story of this great basketball player, he was playing Division I basketball school, and he came home happy and full of pride and, got a full scholarship, and he showed his friend a picture of the whole basketball team. They had about 15 to 20 people on the basketball team, and his friend told him, have you noticed something about this picture? He said, no, what you talking about? He said, just take a look at the picture. What do all the black players have in their hands? The man said, basketball. What do all the white players have in their hand? Books. This is a basketball picture. But these people know that a picture is worth 1,000 words. There is a social law that is attached to everything you see consciously and subconsciously. That's why y'all looking at the food behind me. So they want to make sure that the white players on the team, get this, get good at this. Get good at this now. Letting the white people get good at this now. You get good at basketball, but make sure you realize that the number one thing you need to focus on is their book. But the black players, all of them had balls in their hand. All the white players had books in their hands. Henry Sims, that is Moody. That's the math that we got to flip. Keep a ball in your hand if you want to, but make sure you got some books in the other hand. I know that was what Magic Johnson said the first time he spoke at the D League. He said to them in a speech, he said, I want to show these brothers how to take that brain that we built in basketball and to use it for business. He is telling you that you have the ability to transmute all the principles that you got from sports and use it in real life scenarios to build something for you and your family and your people. That's what has to happen. We have to know this at a very young age. And as parents, and you know, poor parents, and as parents, we have to do more celebration of academics than we do with athletics. Then, only then, we'll be able to shift the paradigm and the parallels that from college football has with plantation. Because people were asking me, Robert, why do you always parallel college football with plantation? Even the bowl games, how we got the Sugar Bowl, the Cotton Bowl, the Ole Miss Fighting Rebels. It starts off, y'all. Man, this is good. With the selection process. By the way, while y'all up there, I want y'all to call this number while I'm talking. Carla Gigliardo, she gonna tell you everything you need to know. A lot of y'all been calling. Shout out. He said we need a culture shift. Now we need a mindset shift. Because if our minds, we renew our minds, the culture will change. We got the culture. Y'all got the culture. We need a mind. We need the renewing. We need a paradigm shift in your mind. Because if your mind controls everything, your mind tells your body what to do. If your mind telling your body what you do, your body gonna do certain things. So guess what? This culture gonna already be shifted. The culture just gonna, everybody think culture is this. What is culture? What is culture? But we was talking about it and they said, Robert. And I said, look, dude, it starts with a selection process. What is the NFL draft? What is the combine? Talking to a guy that's been conflicted about this thing. I've been doing this stuff for 30 years. Compare, just go back and look at history. Compare the auction block of plantations to the NFL draft and the combine. Right? Watch this. What did they do at an auction block, son? They would bring the slave in, grease him down, show off his muscles. And they would let them know how strong he is, how fast he can run, how many hours he can work. And we letting them go for $75. And they would bid on it. The same thing in the NFL. Why y'all think I'm not worried about this Shador stuff? I just love the kid. And I love his talent. But I know the system he's in. I'm not a fan. Fan is the root word for fanatic. I've been in this, I know the system that he's in. And I told y'all they didn't have to draft him at all. It's a right, not a privilege to play. It's a privilege, not a right to play in the NFL. Them people own them teams. It's 32 owners. Don't look nothing like none of us that's owning. But back to this, the same in the NFL. Then somebody said, but Robert, aren't these players the richest slaves that ever exist? Slaves that ever exist? They had the money, Robert, but Are they still slaves? That's harsh. So a guy wrote a book called a $40 million slave. Bill Roden. You got to read that book. Great, great book. I might give you some inserts of it. I'm gonna tell you about it in a minute. I might go. I might go there today. You know what made me think about it? When people kept calling me talking about Jerry Jones. You want me to bring it up? You want me to let you understand it? Why I even bring that up? Watch this, Barbara. Watch this, Eric. Just like, look at Jerry Jones. Look at the stuff he's saying. Y'all, he got caught on tape, right? Describing the body parts of one of his players all the way down to his sex organ. Google it if you don't believe what I'm saying. That redneck up there, Jerry Jones, who was in that picture, keeping that young girl out of them schools a long time ago. They talking about he was just in the movie. They caught him on tape. Oh, you Dallas Cowboy fans. Describing the body parts of one of his players all the way down and talking about how big his sex organ was. Think about that. Boy, I know y'all wasn't ready for this. Rim Rock Wednesday, you can't never miss it. Cause I'm gonna always hit you with something like this. Y'all, I ain't never hit y'all with nothing like this. Ever on this show history. Think about it. What is he saying? Describing the body parts of his players all the way down to their sex organ. And ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nobody comment on it. David, I can't believe you ain't commented on that. Get to Googling. I'm looking. This is what he's saying. I'm looking at a greased up ninja that's getting ready to make me some money on my plantation. I ain't got to worry about what Jamie Foxx said. Robert Hatterson, I don't want to hear about what Jamie Foxx said. What? Because Jamie Foxx said it, what that mean? I said it. Jamie Foxx ain't spent 30 years in this league studying these owners and dealing with these owners. I have. So I'm the authority on this. I can't act. I can't be Ray, but I'm the authority on this one. I don't want to hear about what no damn Jamie Foxx said. That's y'all problem. Y'all worry about what Jamie Foxx said. Jamie Foxx ain't never negotiated a contract. The Cotton Field football field. Think about it. Notice, I tried to tell y'all, most of the GMs and all the owners are white. NFL ain't never had a black owner. Michael Jordan sold his interest. Ain't no black man and no black woman on no NBA team either. That's a general rule. You can quarterback, you can running back, you can wide receiver, you can be a power forward, you can be a center, you can be the point guard, Robert. We will never let you Negroes be a coach, ever be nothing but a coach. They don't even want you to be coaches no more. You'll never be no owner. But we might let you be a coach, but we'll never let you be an owner. I put it that way. Because this is my plantation. Have y'all ever thought about it that way? And I'm not telling these guys, to say the hell with it because it's the foundation. I'm not telling y'all, no, 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 I didn't. No, use it for what you can get it from it. And allow your social leverage to be created by your skill that you have developed in sport and play, to take it to another world. I take it to a place that you control. I don't know what to say about the big three because I don't trust my Ice Cube. I really, bottom line, I don't even think he own it. Y'all notice I don't talk about the big three that much in Ice Cube. Because he was mighty loud talking about Kamala. But he ain't said nothing too much, but a little bit talking about this mess we in. Take it to another level. Take not just the money. Let's take the social leverage that you've earned, players. Magic Johnson, Showtime built the Lakers to make it be valuable for $10 billion valuation. Magic Johnson and James Worthy and Byron Scott ain't gonna get a dime for that money. Being great on any field, let's start using it for freedom and equality. Then you're gonna realize they don't want you no more. But you can have your own league. Like I said, I like Ice Cube. I don't like his politics. You don't want us to play on your field? Get our own field. I never forget a young man, I ain't gonna call his name out. He was complaining, man, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. I said, man, if you don't like it, build your own. He built his own. He thanked me to this day. He might be watching right now. He said, man, you told me to go do my own thing. Kept complaining. Imagine, y'all watch this, watch this. Imagine, and I see what you're doing, Henry Sam. Imagine if we start using our business acumen with our athletic acumen and marry the two together and begin to generate attention and resources. And we say this year we raised $2 billion in excess funding to sponsor the next 100 Black independent schools inside the city. It's just that simple. Let's not be the $40 million slaves. There's no such thing as God creating a hooper. He don't create hoopers. He didn't create a wide receiver. And he definitely ain't created no linebacker. Created the young men that became those. We got the man. Where did I put this, man? I want to talk to y'all. Let me give y'all a little bit of it. Let me give y'all a little bit. I think I got it pinned somewhere. Where should I go first? It was talking about in this movie, in this book called The Conveyor Belt. A book called The $40 Million Slave. It's some chapters. And one of the chapters, Bill Roden, watch this now. Bill Roden dissects the conveyor belt system, where young Black athletes are recruited away from their homes and their communities, sometimes as early as high school, so that they can earn prestige for their eventual colleges and money for professional teams. You see these kids leaving Houston to go elsewhere, leaving Chicago to go elsewhere to these privates. This man said this years ago, 10, 15 years ago. Watch this. Roden first details the careers of Coach John Thompson. And I'm going to say his name with reluctance. Okay, because I didn't have a good experience with John Thompson. And the reason why, I'm qualified right now, reason why I wanted to represent uh, uh, um, Allen Iverson, and I was getting at him, and I was at him, and next thing you know, somebody told him Robert Hatter was with him and trying to get him. And guess what? He told me if he catch me on Georgetown campus again, he was gonna have me arrested. And all I told him was, player. He told me, well, David Fox, the best agent. I'm going with the best. I said, he might be a good agent, but he might not be the best agent for Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson might need somebody like me. That's what I told John Thompson. So me and John Thompson, I'm gonna respect him because of the things he's did, but I didn't respect that. Y'all don't have to disrespect him. I ain't pushing. So when I'm not just up in arms and all happy about John Thompson, ladies and gentlemen, the man told me he's gonna have me put in jail. He catch me on the campus again. All I'm trying to do is work. Why you think our athletes need to consult with Robert Smith instead of Ron Buffett? Why? You gonna make a statement like that? Robert Smith might not have what they want. If I can get what I want from Warren Buffett, I'm getting. Looky here. Let me explain something to y'all right now. Cause I nothing against you, but let me tell you something. If I can get the right information from Warren Buffett, I just want the information. I ain't finna hang out with Warren Buffett. I'm trying to get the right information. And if he got the better information, I'm going to get the information from him. Now, I ain't finna hang with him and finna invest. I'd rather invest with Robert Smith. But if I need some information, I got to get the right information, man. That's our problem. Right there. We got to get the right information. I don't give a fuck. I don't care where it comes from. It can come from a donkey. I got to have the right information. They ain't giving Warren Buffett nothing. My community economics. They ain't giving Warren Buffett nothing. They're getting information from Warren Buffett. Man, hey, man. Instead of putting a comment up there, do your research, man. Do your research. Just do your research. Do your research. I'm gonna give you one more time. Do your research before you put it up on this screen. Because you talk to a guy on the screen that does his. I don't even understand what you're talking about now. I didn't talk about community and economics. Oh, listen. It's all right to not say nothing. It's okay. It's all right. But let me keep going. Roden first details the careers of John Thompson, and star recruit Reggie Williams. Thompson, a black coach of the Georgetown Warriors, confesses to Roden that the high school recruiting process seemed ridiculous. In order to recruit, coaches must compete against each other in showing attention to the players. Roden notes that the irony, accomplished, mature, mostly white adults representing the most prestigious education institutions in the country, don't want young, mostly black men with basketball skills to think that they are interested. He lists the many problems. This Bill Roden's book. He lists the many problems with the recruitment system. The athletes get to go get an early, a too early impression that they can do no wrong as long as they perform. They learned dependency from being offered special treatment in their studies. If you don't know what that is, it's passing them through. They are separated from the typical struggles of the less fortunate Black people and simply learn to temper the discomfort with white gaze. Additionally, Rodin often offers two disparate stories that demonstrate complexities of the conveyor belt. Chris Webber, with four other high school seniors, tried to manipulate the conveyor belt by insisting the five be recruited as a package. However, Bill Rodin laments, instead of choosing an historical Black college, they chose Michigan, creating serious wealth for the Big Ten schools' athletic department. But most of the schools' athletic departments, now all five of them could have went to HBCU. But I'm just trying. I'm trying to go. I'm trying to hold up. I know I got something else. Hold up. You know, I got some more $40 million thing. Do y'all understand? I hope you understand what I mean, David, because I don't know where you be getting your information from, Dave. But I got something else for y'all. I know I did. Let me see. 40. What time I got? Oh, yeah, I got good time. $40 million slave. All right. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, I got you. I got to find it. I got to find it. Let's see. Hold on. I think that's it. Hold on. Oh no, that ain't it. That ain't it. That's not. This. I like this, y'all. The conveyor belt that was what was the Black and oh wow, here's some of it. Uh, uh, okay. It was talking about. I just put notes of $40 million slaves in my notes, and he was talking about guys that rank the players are putting their stamps on tournaments. He said that's the new conveyor belt. Because they was talking about summer basketball. Oh my God, it's so much stuff. They was talking about the aspirations of parents have accelerated. Social media gives a lot of info. Parents think that they can go on social media and get valid info, and they just run with it. They said in the NIL, the kids that have a lot of followers would be able to catch in and get things done. And he said that's adding flame to have the next one. Everybody want the next one. And they was talking about you eat what you kill. It's hunting season. They was talking about just talking about this conveyor belt system. What is your purpose for this? Anybody in this community? What is your purpose for doing this for these kids? We got a guy out here talking about telling parents, I can get you a bag at a college. I can you don't go to this college. That coach can't coach. This coach can't. This coach ain't got no money. I can get you a bag. These kind of people. You got people out here like everybody giving kids platforms. People are recruiting from high school. You got private schools. Everybody trying to get a scholarship. Go to overtime elite. Go overseas. All of this new stuff that's going on. You have to want to get something tangible out of this, ladies and gentlemen. If you just dare to play, you're playing yourself. You get so addicted to talent, you overlook things. I ain't gonna tell you, I tell you, I try to teach life skills because I told y'all, I don't want to be a generational thief. Life skills. We got to open up our minds to different aspects of the world. We got to get out of this myopic thinking and have a broader view. Choosing the right high school, choosing the right college, playing the sport for the right reason. Y'all, these kids getting trainers at 10 years old. Too many trainers and not enough coaching. Y'all, there's a lot of guys out here going on YouTube, learning a couple of things and then calling themselves trainers. And as a coach, you know, some of these coaches too. And I keep telling y'all, I think players should play less basketball. I think they should. I think they should just. I mean, I think they should just play basketball, man. I need some 4-on-4, some 3-on-3. You got, if you lose, you got to wait 5 downs. You lose, you might as well go home. Do y'all know what that means? Man, I'm playing so hard, I'm not going home. Mr. Hatter, do you think Coach Prime, Travis Hunter should have stayed at Jackson State to help the HBCUs? No, they did the right thing. They did the right, absolute right thing. Absolute right thing. Absolute right thing. They was at the HBCU and then they went and experienced somewhere else. Now, if he could have brought, listen, if he could have brought 22 5 stars with him, I would have stayed there. But the problem at HBCUs, you got a few guys like Travis and Shadua, but the rest of them guys can't play. Shadua and Travis trying to, we got to get more. We got to have, like Alabama, we got to have 22 5 stars and 22 5 stars backing them up in order to compete. You follow me? So I didn't mind him leaving. Guess what? He came and showed that was possible. But he didn't have the resources. He didn't have the things he had needed. So he had to go to a place where you gotta be. Ain't nobody stop you from getting no bigger. Ain't nobody telling you to move. You to move up out of the hood. Sometimes you outgrow where you at. That don't mean that man wasn't coming back and helping. Hold up. You know what he did by him going to Jackson State? It made Deshaun want to coach. It made Michael Vick want to coach. It making these other guys want. That's what he did. It made Ed Reed want to coach. So what Deion did was valuable. You don't have to stay in the same place all the time. What I would give Deion Alabama's budget and see what happens. They was gonna change the economics for everybody. So let me see. Hold up. Now let's hope this other boy is better than Shadua. We got to find another Travis. These guys don't grow. These transformational players, they don't grow on trees. But I'm glad you asked that question. That was a good question. Good question. But let me get back. Let me get back. That's why we need to go and play. 4-on-4. Go to 24 hours. You might play against a gangster one day, an athlete the next one, and a brainy nerd type. It teaches you social skills. Man, give Deion Alabama's budget. I send him to Alabama and see what happens. A team. I don't want Alabama to win that. Alabama and them got the money, man. All these teams that's winning the SEC, y'all, they make their budget. They can pay everybody. They ain't just better than everybody. They just can pay. That's a game that you can buy. Golf is a game you can buy. Now I know why. I know why the show cut off yesterday. When I played that dude hitting that golf tournament, hitting that golf ball. PGA Tour flagged me. That's why the show went down. I ain't playing no more golf on my show. F 'em. But basketball, it teaches you life skills and social skills. It teaches you how to communicate. It teaches you how to play basketball instinctively. That's why these parents want their sons to get into it. That's why when I talk to the white guys, they telling me, I want my son to be able to learn how to communicate. I want him to have some social skills. I want him to play basketball. I want him to play with y'all. But we got all this old training y'all doing. Everything is pre-scripted. A lot of time it's not playing with no rhythm. Y'all, basketball is like a jazz concert. It's like a jazz band. It's rhythm. It's a rhythm to the game. It's not no punk rock and no acid rock. It's rhythm. It's poetry. Like I was telling them kids the other day, if everybody was on this side of they dribbling to where everybody at, and the other side of the floor is wide open. They don't naturally read the game. And I'm not devaluing training, kids. I needed to be more focused on just playing basketball, man. Learn how to play with what? With others. And learn how to communicate with others. This is an intangible that I think is missing from the games of basketball. That's why I like the little kid, Sean Mayberry. He was communicating. There's a couple of more kids at Jimmy's event. They were communicating. That's why I put their names down, because we have a generation of kids that only communicate through text or through a computer. So when you get them on the court, it's like pulling teeth. As a coach teaching them, trying to teach them how to communicate. I got a question. Somebody asked me a question. Robert, why is basketball the sport of the masses? To me, basketball is becoming more expensive to play. It just depends. Now, you can go out in the corner. You can play anywhere. It just depends on what level of basketball you're talking about. If you're a kid that's just satisfied with playing in the city, then basketball is not going to be that expensive. Find a local team and play in local tournaments. Somebody told me to cover this. To the parent that is going to take this thing serious, they're going to pay for a trainer. Even if you are one of those mom and pop teams, the ones that are not sponsors and are not traveling, or if you just even travel once a month, you got to remember, hotel, gas, rental car, it's $1,000 a pop every time. More tournaments offer more exposure. Guys that rank players are putting their stamp on these tournaments. That's the new conveyor belt that I was talking about, Bill Roden. The conveyor belt that Bill Roden was talking about in the $40 million Slave. What was the black involvement in that conveyor belt? The problem is we don't control the conveyor belt. You basically were on it, but you were fed everything into the pockets. You would feed everything in the pockets of white people. Kids start off playing in local community. Everyone looked like them. Everybody looking like them in the gym. This weekend, everybody looked like us in the gym, most. Then if you play on an elite middle school program, pretty much gonna look like you again. It start getting a little different when it comes to the elite programs though, where the conveyor belt goes from black to white when it comes to high school and college. If you're an elite player, you are playing in one of these academies or one of these schools. Ryan Hampton just went to. Most of these academies don't have black coaches. They have white head coaches. Mount Bird, IMG, St. Pat's. It was a great year. A few years ago, it was hiring black coaches like it ain't nothing. But we're still underrepresented on elite levels of programs. Black coaches should be more involved or hired as head coaches. I'll say this and I'll say it. These agents already have a relationship with these head coaches. Players will go to these agents. A financial planner goes with that. The more I talk, the black turns into white. Who are running things at the youth level? That's why it's so important to have a Jimmy Hicks, a Rick Nelson. We still need more representation in the building. That's why when they had that big old, that I want to go over here, I want to go over here, man. I said, what if those two guys, what if these guys are stuck together? Tell y'all why. You know what? I got something for y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all why. I had to go here. I got to go here. I got to go here. Let's see. No, that ain't it. Here we go. Just thinking about that, right? Keeping things in the family. Thinking about how we allowed these other people to come in and control our grassroots program. It might not mean nothing to y'all, but it means something because it's our responsibility. Our people, our youth need to be more exposed to the different avenues that they can get into instead of somebody who's trying to sell them for a bag. It's our responsibility. We have to let them know the business behind the sport they're playing and push them, and push them that way. June bugs can't shoot the ball that good. It's all right, but he can write. Let's push him to journalism. Little Jimmy can't dribble, but he's great at math. So maybe we can he can do the rankings and join Alan Branch and Jimmy and learn how to do analytics. We have to do it. We have to introduce our youth to different, boy, I didn't mean to come here. We have to introduce our youth to a lot of these other avenues so we can be better representation down the road. Never forget we had COVID, stopped everything, couldn't go back to school. The social aspect, couldn't hang with your friends, meeting your first girlfriend. All that was wiped out. But I was thinking about how powerful this city would have been if Jim Hicks and Marcus Sloan had said, stop it, or had to listen to somebody who was telling them, say, look, hold up. Let's figure out a way for all of us to win. You know why I say this? I'll give y'all a story. Y'all can take this with you. If you want to discuss the rubber hitting the road, I can't help but remember the Dassler brothers. Dassler, named Adolf and Rudolph. They were raised in Germany, but they were always at war amongst themselves. Collectively, they started a tennis shoe company. But neither of them or their wives could get along. So they parted ways. These brothers, 2 years apart, one started Puma and the other started Adidas. If they had stayed together, it would be the largest athletic brand in the world. But they having now to split the market share. I want to ask you a question. Even in your life, can you imagine what could have been accomplished if only your siblings, y'all got along? Because we all brothers and we all brothers, but even if your siblings got along. See, y'all, should I go back? Should I go back and tell y'all about the Dassler's brother? Y'all understand what I'm saying? When I parallel and I juxtapose that, Sloan and Jimmy, the Dassler brothers, couldn't get along. Puma over here. They got an event going on over here. Adidas got an event coming on. And two brothers started the company. They'll tear Nike's ass up if they had been together. Is anybody understand? Is anybody on the feed? Is anybody, can somebody say something? Do y'all understand what I'm talking about? The enemy hates unity. Y'all, we got to restore our family harmony and our community harmony. And we got to get these rats out of our damn community. See, being who we are, it comes with a lot of pressure. Being who I am, it comes with a lot of strangers hate on you. Social media is judging you. Co-workers are undermining you. Society is devaluing you. AI is trying to replace you. And at the top of that, you have to contend with your family. This the Chop Shop family. This the Boom Boom Room. This the chat. This the family. Son, y'all know how you feel. If I had 50,000 Sonyas, I wouldn't need nobody. And on top of that, a lot of these people in large measure don't see you. That's why I recognize everybody. I mess with David and I be trying to get him to come back with some more. David, stop. Every time I get on him, he stop. David, I'm trying to push you for more. I'm messing with your comment because your comment is good. People always messing with. It's a lot to contend with. It's a common occurrence for people who look like you and me. Y'all, I was reading the Bible the other day, y'all. Y'all just go if y'all want to go. Not even Jesus' brothers believed him. I think it's John 7:5. His brothers. Brothers didn't even believe him. But you know what, though? I had to cut his brother some slack, son. I had to cut him a little slack. You know why? Because I can't imagine What it must have been like being brought up with somebody who has all-encompassing intellect, matched with boundless wisdom. Can you imagine at 12 years old, Jesus was already mesmerizing the rabbis? What was his brothers doing? What were they thinking? See, y'all, I told y'all be thinking. When the Pharisees and the pastors and the prophets, where they were in awe of Jesus, and all of what he knew at 12 years old, while his brother was still coloring Noah's ark in Sunday school. Imagine sitting in detention while your parents are in the auditorium for your sister's honors program. On the way home, she had a lap full of certificates, and you had a pocket full of demerits. Y'all, in these next 6 minutes, y'all might want to pull this out, but never put one child's success against another child's struggle. Having identical last names does not mean you have identical strengths. If you make them compete against each other as children, they will be in secret competition as adults. You have subconsciously been training them to be on the defensive line while they should have been on the cheerleading squad. I want to help you with something. You better write this down. Somebody need to post this. Insecure children grow up to be jealous adults. Doug Jones, I'm over here being serious. Doug Jones, I ain't gonna lie, that weight in the background had me shook. But look, let me repeat this, Doug. Doug, let me repeat this. Doug, you can tweet this. You know you could. Doug, insecure children grow up to be jealous adults. You have to figure out how it is that you can get your children to celebrate each other's success. I always talk about my son on this show, but I had to tell y'all that daughter a bad samba gun. Hold up, Robert was listening on the show. He said, "Dad, she is." But Sonya, Sonya, we subconsciously be training them to be on the defensive line, to be defensively, instead of they need to be cheering on the cheerleading squad, cheering instead of being defensive of their of siblings, be cheering for them. I just used the cheerleading squad as a metaphor. You have to figure out, y'all, how to get your children to celebrate each other's success without undermining their potential. Can we start cheering for Doug? Doug already know I cheer for him. Can we start cheering for our brothers and sisters? Can we start cheering for it? Can we? Can y'all help? Let's get these rats out of here. Brandon Weefall, I was thinking about, I told you I was telling the story about Jesus, right? Just thinking about, imagine being his brother. He had this intellect and this sterling character. Can you imagine him taking a stand against his siblings? I'm saying, hey, I ain't gonna break her for you like y'all now. I'm safeguarding my sexuality. I ain't finna go out here and do all this stuff y'all do. I mean, staying. I ain't finna go out here and get high and get drunk. And I ain't speaking with respectability to people in seniority. How he was raised. Was it any different from the way his brothers was raised? That he knew common courtesy? You know, I'm be thinking sometimes, dude. Did Mary and Joseph give him a special class on what it meant to be honorable and not give his brothers the same instructions? I be laughing about when twins like Blake Griffin and his brother. I mean, not twins, the brothers that close together, and both of them are in the same house, ate the same food, and Blake is way better than the other brother. Michael Jordan, his brother Larry was small, and he was tall, and Larry was better than him when he was young. And then next thing you know, Michael went to 6'6", and Larry stayed 5'9". Getting the same instruction. We got to go back. We got to start raising these kids right, man. Eye contact is what expected. Firm handshakes is required. Saying huh and what is not tolerated. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I can't wait to get up here. That's all men. Hey, all this weekend. When I go see my grandson. All of this, yes, sir, yes, no. When his mom and daddy get back, it's gonna be yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, no, yes, ma'am. Oh yeah, we're gonna have fun with it. Because my mom used to always say, if everybody jump off a cliff, Rob, are you going to jump off with them? Don't you be doing like that's why I don't like to do stuff like I ain't got no earrings in my ear. All my partners got earrings and all that kind of stuff. I ain't like Dirk Minifield was there sitting with me yesterday. We was talking about our life, you know. He's talking about Robert, you've been around everybody smoking and drinking and doing all this stuff, and you never let them influence you. He was laughing about it. I said, I just didn't want to do it. I wasn't trying to be holy or nothing. I just don't like to do it. I don't like how it tastes. I don't like smoke because it have your clothes stinking. I just don't like stuff. Maybe if I didn't, I didn't want nobody sticking. I didn't. That lady pulled that out, man. That lady stuck that needle in my arm other day to get all that blood out. Whoa. I just couldn't even look at her. I couldn't even look at her. You got to train our young people to do it right, man. And shout out to y'all who out there doing it. Tell your sons, you're not gonna pull up in front of no house, by the house and honk no damn horn. Go to the door, take your hat off, introduce yourself to her parents. Man, I never forget this girl when I was in high school, and I dated this girl, and she said, "You should come over to my house for dinner." I came over there, son. Everybody was dressed up. Like they going to church. You know, I was dressed nice, but I wasn't dressed up like I was going. I was all right. She'd tell me that. She'd tell me that. Man, I went in there, everybody, brother, sister, mom and dad, everybody dressed up like. I said, what the hell? Scared the hell out of me now. I ain't gonna tell you all that. I said, wow, but I never forget this. And we got to raise our girls to be ladies. Raise our boys to be gentlemen, man. You're not raising no thugs. You're not raising no hood creatures. Raise them to believe they're going to change the world. That's what I kept telling them. You're going to change the world. You're going to change the world. You're going to impact the world. The world don't owe them anything. But you owe it to your children to show them that people are going to treat them how they carry themselves. Pull them pants up. Cover yourself up, girl. Open your mouth. Speak when you're spoken to. And this is for the old schools. Only talk when you're spoken to. Stay in a child's place until it's appropriate. You got to raise them, man, to have character and raise them to have integrity. You know, it's I can go on and on. Uh, raising to know what honor still means. Do not let the White House be your child's example. There is no truth in that. Y'all, it's either the truth or it's a lie. It ain't no such thing as your truth. You got to stand on business. Own up to your mistakes. Be honorable enough to apologize. And y'all thought I was talking about children, right? I'm talking about these parents in summer basketball community too. They only cope. These kids are only copying what they see you do. Just because you grown don't mean you don't make mistakes. And you don't make errors and you don't say nothing that's out of hand. They learn how to be accountable from you. It's late breaking news, but I want you to know your siblings know exactly who you are and they don't want to accept it. Sometimes y'all chosen. Sometimes, Doug, you might be the designated driver. Big coach, you might have a big heart, got broad shoulders. Sonya Billings, you got fixed eyes. Brandon Weefall, you got open hands. But stop disrespecting me like you don't know who I am. I never look at you different. I never look down on you. But your family is always fighting you. The people around you are always fighting. You make it difficult when all I'm trying to do is give y'all this information out of love. But y'all, I'm out of here. I think I'm gonna be either late or not here tomorrow. So y'all have Jim a whole day today. I guess he said Rod gonna give me a whole day up out of me tomorrow. Yeah, because I'm flying to go see my grandson. And can't wait to get out of here. But thank y'all so much today. Thank y'all. I mean, I hope uh thank you really to Henry Sims and That is Moody, because they reminded me I didn't really finish what I set out to do on Monday. And he said, I just got on my son about tattoos. Yeah. I just ain't got none. Y'all listen, listen. I ain't telling nobody what to do with their body. But I ain't letting nobody stick that thing in my arm. She had to draw that blood because I want to know how healthy I am. But dang, you ain't sent. Somebody just sent me. They said, hold on. Ooh, hold on. Y'all got so much to share with y'all next week, man. I thought I was gonna get tomorrow in, but some parents try and hide their mistakes from their kids so they don't think they do nothing wrong. Somebody just sent that to me. All right, but we out of here. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Have fun at the don't forget to call caller Giliardo. Don't forget to call that number. Have fun at the Labor Day Classic and be safe out here, y'all. At the Labor Day Classic, I don't know what me and my grandson gonna be doing. I know I can't wait to see him because he got the bike for Christmas, and his leg he couldn't pedal. His legs weren't strong enough. Now he pedaling. I can't wait to get there and see him ride that bicycle, man. Bicycle. Y'all, I got to show you, but he really think he know what he doing. And but it's some other stuff that I got to do up there. But I'll let y'all know next week. But thank y'all so much. I'm out of here. I'm about to hit this button and I'm out.